Hello everyone, it's Truds here, and today we've got another Destiny 2 build video. In this one, we'll be going through one of the new seasonal artifact mods in Season of Arrivals, and how this mod can triple the damage output of your Arc Super with very little effort. On top of that, and as always, we'll be putting together an insane build to maximise your DPS when using this new mod. So with this build, we're going to be starting off today by looking at a new artifact mod from the season, Volatile Conduction. This mod has probably been slept on by a number of players, mainly due to the fact it's in the same column as the relatively overpowered Oppressive Darkness. But this class item specific mod grants bonus Arc Super damage on casting whilst critically wounded. This bonus lasts until the super ends. The bonus increase to the damage is about 30%, which is significant, but it comes with the downside that your health has to be in the red bar for this mod to proc. So as we're going to be using this new mod, we're going to pair it with the top 3 Stormcaller Attunement of Conduction. Now this subclass comes with a number of great perks, including the infinite chain lightning melee and arc web grenade abilities, as well as the ionic blink ability to teleport brief distances during your Storm Trance super. It's the perk Transcendence though which we'll be leaning into here. This will greatly assist in the survivability when trying to proc Volatile Conduction's damage increase, as when you cast your super with full grenade and melee energy, it lasts longer and fully restores your health. This is kind of like them funky little blue pills, as it'll perk you up instantly and make your super last way longer than anybody expected. So let's take a quick look at the damage increase Volatile Conduction provides and the health regen aspect too. As you can see, casting a basic Storm Trance with no perks, the damage scales up to a measly 4421, which doesn't even make the old Tribute Hall Greg flinch. However, when using the Volatile Conduction, you get an instant 30% bump to your damage output and it scales all the way up to 5547, which isn't shabby, but you know what, we can do better. We can do way better. And there's a way we can effectively triple the base damage output of Storm Trance, and this is all thanks to an exotic that I know many will have brushed aside when it was introduced in Shadowkeep. Storm Dancer's Brace is the exotic Warlock armor chest piece you'll be needing. This exotic was introduced in Shadowkeep and is unlocked as an end of campaign reward from Eris Morn on the moon. Apart from not only looking like some mad electro scientist, it comes with the perk Ascending Amplitude, whereby each enemy you defeat with Storm Trance increases the damage you deal with that super. This perk stacks with each enemy you kill and up to a maximum of a 5-time stack, which is indicated by an icon in the tooltip. This buff lasts for a maximum of 7 seconds and the benefit timer refreshes on every single final blow. So back to the old Tribute Hall Greg to show exactly what I'm talking about. A base Storm Trance with a 5-time stack of Ascending Amplitude will get your damage to scale up to 7791. This is nearly double the damage of the base super. But when you pair a 5-time stack of Ascending Amplitude along with Volatile Conduction, you'll get a crazy increase in the scaling all the way up to over 11,000 in damage. Now granted, that increase is only for a short time due to how the super scales, but this is a massive 150% increase in damage from the base Storm Trance. Getting this to proc in live fire environments is relatively easy and will allow you to instantly bake all enemies up to yellow bar ultras and mini bosses, and will give you a good DPS bump to bosses as well. If you don't proc Volatile Conduction, or if you don't get a full stack of Ascending Amplitude, you'll still be getting a good level of boosted damage output nonetheless. To be honest, Storm Dancer's Brace hasn't left my inventory since I first got it. I've got a semi decent stat roll and the base damage increase is nice, but within this build it takes it to a whole other level. Now it's that point in the video where we're going to turn the build all the way up. Well, just a little bit. We're going to put it on simmer and add a few layers to it that will assist with being low health in order to proc Volatile Conduction easily. So we're going to lean into some Charge with Light mods, and the first one is from all the way back in Season of Dawn with the Protective Light mod. This is a Void Affinity mod which costs 2 energy and provides a significant damage resistance when your shields are destroyed when you are charged with light. This consumes all stacks of Charge with Light, with the more stacks consumed, the longer the damage resistant lasts. This is really a great mod, and the damage resistance is noticeable too. You get an icon in the tooltip called Sheltered by the Void, where you go from being one shot to being able to tank even more damage. To become Charged with Light in this build, you can obviously use the Taking Charge mod, but I wanted to switch it up and lean into the damage scale inside of the build and use the exotic Trace Rifle Cold Heart, which scales damage the longer it remains on target, much like the Storm Trance does, and so we are going to be using the Sustained Charge mod. This Arrivals mod costs 4 solar energy and will allow you to become Charged with Light by rapidly defeating opponents with auto rifles, trace rifles and machine guns. This generally takes 3 to 4 final blows to become Charged with Light, so it isn't too difficult to use. We'll also be pairing it with the new False Promises Kinetic Legendary Auto Rifle with Cold Heart to make use of the Sustained Charge mod. As for the final mod slot, there are plenty of choices, from stacks on stacks to get an instant 2x stack of Charge of Light, or even the new Supercharge mod to get a 4x stack of Charge with Light, which will further increase the benefit and damage resistance of Protective Light. All around, this is a very fun and versatile loadout. It'll give you a great damage resistance and super damage output for all aspects of the game, and will also allow you to keep anti-champion mods in place depending on modifiers for Nightfall ordeals. Just make sure to remember to cast your super with full grenade and melee ability to proc Transcendence, as it'll greatly increase the potency of your super. It could also come in handy during the new Prophecy dungeon. I know it's not meta like Well of Radiance or Devour, but with this build at its max potential, I was able to wipe out all the adds and knights on the first boss encounter within seconds, and therefore being able to speed through the first Moat Collection phase. I think if you dive deeper into intellect mods to get your super back quicker, you could probably use this build throughout the dungeon, possibly even solo. So there we go, another fun and extremely powerful build in the bag. Please let me know in the comments section below if you've used this new mod on your Warlock or with any of the other classes. Also, before we go, I just want to say a huge thank you for all the incredible support lately. Since the start of the new season in Destiny 2, you've all knocked it out of the park. I'm loving the engagement in the chat, and it's nice to see old and new faces alike interacting and discussing build options. This is exactly what I wanted when I set out on this road, for this to become a place for players everywhere to discuss their favourite loadouts and try to find new ones too. I know there's other places out there that offer builds, but I appreciate you all for picking me and sticking around as we try to grow this community. Due to all of this, I am considering opening up my Discord channel for subscribers to join and become more involved. But for now, if you do want to catch me, I do pretty much live on Twitter, so follow me in the links down below. However, if you are new around here and want to stay up to date, then please hit subscribe. It's a free and easy way to support the channel and the content I make. Also, a rating down below is always greatly appreciated. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you next time.